explosive energy in the history of mankind.
And now, Kmdt presents Geek Blast. Here are your hosts. Mike.
Described as a creepy-ass cracker.
Dave.
Let me tell you something. I am God.
Ooh.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I'm going to be honest. I hate this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. I must get out of here. I must get free.
Losers!
Hey guys, this is David Hayter, and you are listening to Kmdt Geek Blast.
Welcome, KMTT presents Geek Blast. I'm Mike.
I'm Dave.
I'm Froggy.
All right.
Jump.
I'm Tooms.
Tonight on Geek Blast, we're going to be having a good time. Oh, yeah, we got Stinkfist. I keep forgetting about you. Sorry about these in the corner somewhere.
He's in a little dirty crevice.
That's all right.
Stinkfist,
Yeah. When I'm not there, it's easy to forget about me.
Yeah. Easily forgettable.
But tonight on Geek Blast, we're going to be talking some movie news, some toys and statues that are coming out.
Yeah, October's a busy month.
Dave's going to have talk about Man Crush on Joss Whedon.
Oh.
Yeah. Some more comic news and cartoons for Dave. Dave has some cartoons he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
And Toombs is going to be talking about
The evil mustache.
The evil mustache in your face. But no, what is it? Valve's has a new system coming out.
Yeah, yes. Steambox machine. Talk a little bit about that later.
Yeah. And then Breaking Bad. And, some also next gen games.
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to have a verbal debate about why he didn't like the second episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. And
I did not, sir. I did not.
We'll get into that, too.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't too... Let's just
we
get right into it.
We might as well just jump right into it, yeah. I thought it sucked. Cheesy, hokey, shatty from the get-go.
Okay.
That was my opinion.
That was your opinion. See, and
Tesseract power was there.
I could put it right in the category, okay, Little Mermaid. Okay, Marvel's event. What is it? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Second episode, and then you got Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. So it's in between Beauty and the Beast and that, huh?
Yeah,
wow.
That's how I felt.
That's pretty bad.
I agree with Toombs. There was too much of that Disney feel to it.
But even most Disney stuff is built well. This wasn't good. I don't think it was written well. You know, that's my opinion.
Well, maybe it was just bantha fodder for the next episodes
Well,
to come.
The next episode's supposed to be about invisible people.
Yeah, true.
I mean, come on, that's kind of been played over how many times?
Toombs, can you say specific? Like, is there a certain scene that sticks out in your mind?
Honestly, it was so it affected me. It didn't affect me. I can't remember it at all because that's how it was.
Because you didn't like it that much.
It was that uninspiring.
Okay,
Didn't give you that gooey feeling?
There is a certain scene that sticks out in my mind that almost ruined it for me. Like it did ruin it for me.
The whole thing in the jungle bothered me. You know, tell me, what bothered you?
Yeah, what was
The scene where the girl, where Chloe Bennett, whatever she plays, the girl from the Rising Tide, sits down with
hacker chick, right?
Yeah, the hacker chick. Her real name's Chloe Bennett. She sits down with Ward, and she says, "I think we got off to the wrong foot." And then there's and that's what the Rising Tide is all about. It's about if that 1% can change people. You know, it's like, okay, here comes the morality. Here comes the cheesy Disney morality.
Yeah, it starts to feel like you're watching a soap opera.
And in the meantime, at the end of the show, she gets a text message, and then she's like, "I'm in." So
yeah, exactly.
You know,
the only part that stuck out for me was seeing Nick Fury because he all of a sudden just popped out. Yeah, and I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, there's Samuel
And if
Jackson."
it was that kind of show, maybe that's why they threw him in there to kind of pick up the beat.
Yeah.
Well,
it's exactly what they did.
For me, sucks,
for me, right? My problem was seeing him in that.
Yeah. Well,
and I want the cameos, and you know we've talked about this multiple occasions now, and I was surprised to see him, but I didn't like the way it was portrayed, like how he presented himself. Yes, he was very not.
He was like,
he was very not Nick
Don't
Fury.
talk to me about.
Yeah. Like
he wasn't like that in the movies. It's how it's written, man. Whoever's writing needs to.
Well, there's a lot of different.
Peace out, yeah.
I think this episode was written by two different writers than the first episode was written.
That's why this happens. That's why you'll have one episode that's great.
I
and another
think.
episode
I'm not
that
real
sucks.
sure about that, but I'll have to check that out, and we'll talk about it next week. But
If
I'm
you
pretty
have
sure
an opinion on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., call
Second
us
episode.
in 201-580.
Pick up the phone. Give us a call.
3712. We also are going to be having a movie quote tonight, and that's brought to you by our T-shirt winner will be Jedi Knight Academy. They're going to be sending you a T-shirt if you win the movie quote tonight.
Yeah.
And for those of you that just didn't hear the number because there was a lot of people talking, it's 201-580-3712.
3712.
Say it again.
137.
201-580-3712.
Already. And Toombs, I'm telling you this week, don't blurt it out, Toombs. Don't blurt it out.
He beats to the chase, Stink.
There you go.
But
Now
no,
you have to tell me.
I seriously.
It doesn't mean I'm not going to reprimand them when the time comes.
Now look,
Okay.
to be the opposite of what we just talked about. You guys didn't like it. I liked it.
You watched it twice,
I mean, I didn't
right?
think it was
I
bad.
watched it. I watch every episode.
Did you
twice.
like it just because...
I like
Well,
it
see,
just because it's
initially,
Marvel.
yes. I have to. The fact that one of my favorite books for the longest time got made into something other than a comic book is cool. And I see what you guys are saying about the Disney thing and the morality and all that stuff.
But do you think it was written well? The story behind that second episode?
Not necessarily, but you have to think about this.
the Lost Temple.
But think about this, right? If it's going to be anything about the way the books are written or the way the books are, right? You have these. S.H.I.E.L.D. always was a tight-knit group of people, right? So now this incarnation of S.H.I.E.L.D., you got Coulson, who's the main guy that everybody somewhat knows, right? And you got all these other guys that they're pulling in left and right, which nobody knows about. So they're going to need to, at some point, give you some kind of character background.
That's
on these
another
people.
issue. There's no character development there. It's just like all these
It's
different
only
characters.
episode 2, bro.
Yeah, but usually when shows start, they get the first thing they start on is character development.
Normally.
This is just like, here
You
we
gotta,
are.
you gotta think
doing
about
our
it. This is
job.
going to be the way I look at it is. I mean, I know it comes out every week, and that's the cool thing about these shows and anything with these movies is that it's not like a comic book where when you pick up your book on a Wednesday, maybe the third Wednesday or it could be the first Wednesday in a month.
Now,
They
Dave,
come out
this-
every Wednesday. Hold on, let me finish my point.
Right.
You read that book and then you're done. So now all month long you're like
Yeah.
So it's a longer process. The fact that it's now in a show form, it's going to happen 4 times a month. You're going to have that thing. They're probably going to end up having episodes where it's going to be one episode is just based on, let's say, the 2 geeks in the lab, and they're going to give you their background. And it's going to give you their thing. But see, what you both fail, all three is, well, no, because you kind of liked it, Mike. What these 2 guys are not realizing is the morality tale, and that is not just a Disney thing. If you pick up any Marvel book ever,
That's how they
that's
tell
how
the
they're
story,
written.
yeah.
They're written in that way
Oh no,
to have a morality
agree,
tale.
I agree with you, Dave. I agree with you, but it's the delivery. Everything in life is about
the delivery. You're absolutely right.
Everything in life is about the delivery and the
I mean, I can
tone.
honestly say I don't really like some of these actors. I don't really like
Yeah,
the 2
that's
geeky,
another
the 2
problem. That's
geeky
another
people
problem.
in the lab. The girl's kind of cute because she's got like a British accent, but other than that, it's not. They've
One
done.
other girl's cute.
The
too,
Asian
but-
chick, I'm a little bit intrigued about because, like I was saying last week, she's one of the only other
What do they call her? The
Calvary.
cavalry.
She's one of the only. Her, Coulson, and from last week's episode, her, Coulson, and Fury. They're the people that were in Shield.
Right.
All these other guys, and I'm not
Maybe
sure.
that's the problem.
I'm
though,
not
because
sure about the other guy.
it's
the,
not
the-
based
the
on the-
situational guy.
Maybe it's not that strongly based on the comic book. If you
Right.
got all these different people that,
But that's the
and
other
they're
thing.
generic. I feel they're generic.
Well, and that
you know?
most of Shield's agents are generic. There's very few. I mean, you could probably count Shield. Like you think about Shield is like the CIA on steroids, right? In the Marvel universe, right? That's what Shield is supposed to be. That's what they're supposed to be. That like covert government. You know what I'm saying? And most of their agents are just like in a Star Trek episode where the guy in the that one dude is the landing party. He always dies. You know what I mean? Or a black guy in a horror movie is the first guy dead. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that stereotype when it comes to their character development for Shield in the books. I'm saying like now there's maybe 10 or 11 main characters in Shield.
Right.
Everybody else, like you're saying, is cannon fodder.
Right. Do you have any idea if it's going to be a a long season, or is it going to be like how they've been doing most of
I
12
think
episodes?
it's probably going to be that normal thing because I think that's the standard now.
What happened to shows being 24 episodes?
The writer's strike. Remember a couple years back when
it's not just the writer's strike. I mean, a lot of these shows require bigger production values, and they really can't afford to do 24 episodes anymore.
Right, because certain shows still do go that long.
Well, they do. It's just it's the first half of the season, which is what 7 to 8 episodes,
right?
And then they do a second half of the season. So I mean, it really does boil. It is a full season, not 24 episodes anymore. It may have been cut down to.
Well, some of them they do. They take that break in between, like Revolution did.
Yeah.
But then you got like Game of Thrones on HBO, which is like 10 episodes, and then you got to wait a whole year for.
Well, that's a whole other animal, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
when you're thinking about it, that's cable pay television. Like that's, I was a big fan of.
But even they have shows
Spartacus
on cable that had
it was the same thing. Like Spartacus was on Showtime, it was on Starz. And it was it was great. First season came out pretty cool, and you had to wait like 6-7 months or a whole year for the next season to even come out because the production and the amount of the actors and everything I think is just better in them shows all the way around than regular television, unless you have like a huge tier A actor in the show, which Marvel's Shield doesn't.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones is kind of like a mini movie anyway with their production.
It is.
They got all that stuff going on, which like they're kind of like making a mini movie,
Yeah, I just feel some of these shows go too short. Like then you got like True Blood, it's like 8 episodes. You're like, what the frick? I just waited a whole year for that.
Yeah, see, and I can't say I've never watched either one of them shows.
It's a cool show. At first, it's kind of cheesy, but then like I don't know, it starts to get good.
Well, see, and I'm big into the vampire and where I like all that stuff. I mean, I'm a big fantasy reality, all that stuff.
Great. I love Sookie.
There's a dude's name.
No, it's Sookie Stackhouse is the main character of the show. And she's Rogue from X-Men 1.
Okay.
I don't remember her name.
Anna Paquin is her real name.
Anna Paquin.
Thank you.
And X-Men 3, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's got fairy abilities.
Yeah.
She's a fairy.
She has white light coming out of her gazongas.
There's fairies, vampires, werewolves, and witches.
It's HBO?
Shapeshifters.
Shapeshifters. All kinds
Bats
of
on a
crazy.
stick. No.
Bats on a stick.
Okay. Lemmings?
Lemons.
Lemmings?
Lemmings.
The lemmings are coming!
The lemmings are coming.
I tell you, that car almost killed me. Anyway, Stinkfist, how'd you feel about Breaking Bad? The finale.
I thought it was the best finale to a show.
Wasn't it good? It
was the best, and I think even this machine gun that he used was the actual machine gun that Scarface had used in the movie. Because remember, Vince Gilligan said that he wanted to take him from Chips to Scarface.
Right. Now you said it actually made you cry, right? It almost got me there. It had my eyes watering.
No, it busted me up on the inside.
Did it, man?
Wait a second.
So sad.
Did you say Chips to Scarface?
Chips to Scarface.
Chips like the cop show with the guys on the bikes?
I don't know what he made a reference. This is Vince Gilligan, the writer. He said he wanted to take the character Walter White from, I can't remember the first guy. He said Chips. I think that was his name. Chips to Scarface. Anyway, the idea was that it was a guy that was a very humble, nonchalant guy to a drug dealer. Okay. So and that's what he accomplished.
A teacher. A teacher.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've never watched a show.
The whole concept.
Now that it's over, I may watch it one day. But
you have to watch.
At this point, that's why I don't watch it because of people like that. You gotta. And now I just do it out of spite.
Yeah, but we say that about other things.
I know, but
that you do watch, and you may say the same thing. You got it.
No, I hear you, but it's just the bombardment that I've gotten over the fact that, like, it's like when somebody asks you, "Hey, you're watching Breaking Bad," and I'm like, "No," and they're like, "What?" They got that look on their face.
It's because it's so well written.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you guys want to take a call right now?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, you're on KMTD Geek Blast. What's up?
Hey, Breaking Bad is awesome.
Yeah, we know that.
Another Breaking Bad fan.
You guys like the last episode was pretty
how
sweet.
much he has to see it.
Oh,
yeah, the last episode, Miss, whoever you are. Where are you calling from, by the way?
Forked River.
Forked River. And what site you What site you listening to us on?
What was that?
What site are you listening to us on?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So
Wait a minute, you're not listening to us.
So you're not listening at all. You're just calling.
You're just calling random numbers.
Were you sad to see Breaking Bad go?
You're talking about the vampires and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, we're.
She called you guys out. So, were you sad to see the show go, or did you not really care?
Oh, I'm really sad to see it go. It was such a good show. It was really, really well written. Bryan Cranston's a genius.
You mean Vince Gilligan?
Well, I mean, but I'm kind of cheesed out about the fact that he's already trying to push another show. Like, let Breaking Bad have its moment.
What show you're talking about? The Bob Odenkirk spinoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that though. I mean, everybody loves Saul. Gotta call Saul.
Gotta call Saul. Yeah, I know. It's just a little weird.
I would
Breaking
totally
Bad
have
was
him
just
as my
such a
lawyer.
hit.
Definitely.
Now, did you cry at all?
Did I cry? No, I'm not a bitch.
No, I am. Well, then I'm a bitch then, because I definitely, especially Toombs. I don't know if you noticed, but the scene where he's watching his son through the window of the laundromat.
That was rough, dude. That was rough.
So he was watching Malcolm.
And no.
And then he walks away. He walks away, and he's all blurred out. But there's a single drop of water in the window that looks like a tear.
Yeah. I didn't notice that.
How cinematic.
I mean, that was definitely a rough scene, but I really liked the whole. I liked how they did the last episode. I thought it was really clever. I liked how they tied everything together. But yeah, I'm not convinced that he's completely dead.
What do you mean? There's a guy with a gun over him.
Yeah, and they just kind of walk past him like, oh, he's no threat.
That doesn't mean he's not in jail. He could have very well not died from that gunshot. He could have passed out from blood loss.
His eyes were open at the end with a smile. He's dead.
Anything can happen.
No, you know what? To confirm that, after the show, Talking Dead came on, and they said right away, well, Walter White is dead, guys, and he's sitting there with the creator.
Yeah, and Vince Gilligan confirms it.
Talking Dead was on.
I mean, Talking Bad.
Yeah.
I get them mixed up. They have one for that too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Talking Bad. Yeah.
I didn't actually watch Talking Bad.
That's what they do.
I watched Talking Dead, after Walking Dead, but I didn't watch that after Breaking Bad this year. I probably should have. Now that you
does anybody else hate? Does anybody else here hate Chris Hardwick?
I love Chris Hardwick. I think he's great.
He's kind of funny.
He's all right. I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I can take him or leave him. Sometimes he's too over the top, but then other times he's saying what I'm thinking. So
I agree.
I can't say I dislike him or like all the time, but there are times where I'm like, dude, just shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's just trying to pander to as many demographics as he can.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that is his
cheesy as a
business,
big
right?
head, but yeah, I agree with Dave. I think that a lot of times he makes a pretty good point.
The thing about Breaking Bad, that most shows don't seem to pull off is it was wrapped up tightly. You know what I mean?
Well, that was my question.
Everything was wrapped up beautifully.
The caller
no
just
hanging,
said,
hanging.
Right.
No,
so basically,
it wasn't like The Sopranos.
It didn't have the ambiguity of The Sopranos. No way.
Right. So the way that it ended when that final episode you guys are talking about.
This is what happens, and that's
they basically tied up whatever loose ends they left you with
every loose
whatever.
end.
Because how many seasons was the show actually on for? Right.
Technically, it's for 5 seasons, but it actually aired for 6 because they had to break because Vince Gilligan would not compromise on the story.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he didn't.
Exactly. So what AMC told him is said, okay, we're going to take season 5 and split it up, and so that you can only get 8 episodes this season and 8 episodes next season.
Now, how did you feel
What
about
I really like the most about the shows are every single episode is an hour long, and it's literally jam-packed with content the whole time.
Yes.
Like, it literally keeps you the entire hour that it's on. It's really awesome.
Okay, now let me ask you, though, caller. Were you a little upset, though, at the stevia ricin thing? Because there was no way he knew exactly which table she was going to sit at. There was no way he could. Well, I mean, I suppose you could open up the packet slowly and glue it back together.
I don't know.
But
It's far fetched.
I actually really like that part because I knew the entire season that something was up with the ricin, that it was going to play a pivotal point at some time. I think that because Lydia is such a you know how
she's
she
a
is.
bitch.
She's very, clearly organized. She has like OCD. So I think that it's not too far fetched that he knew exactly what table because she.
Well,
sits at
that
the same
table might not have been
every time.
open
She orders
though.
the same thing every time. She goes there the same day, same time every day. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So she was a
yeah,
creature
but-
of habit then.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
creature,
she was.
and they make reference to that in the show. But again, there's no guarantee that table would have been open. I mean, it was just too like nice and neat.
Well,
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, the one
Take a
packet,
risk, I
that
guess.
one packet happens to be the one with the rice in it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. There is a logical explanation for that. He could have taken all of the other stevia packets out of there.
Don't
And
you
all-
think she would have found that strange? A woman like that?
No, because maybe somebody else maybe somebody else before at that table wanted all those stevia packs. Who knows? But that part's not the part that I have a problem with. It's the fact that there was a neat packet in there that looked like it had been tampered with.
Yeah, that's.
What are you going to do? I mean, show's over now. Time to jump onto some other bandwagon, ladies and gentlemen. How about S.H.I.E.L.D.? Just saying.
Well,
Give it a chance.
Shield has already kind of like dropped the ball, but from what you guys are saying, I haven't seen it, but I hear nothing but good things about Breaking Bad, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Well,
Brendan, how did you
Yeah.
feel how they left Pinkman off?
Pinkman,
He still had that
I was
little bit of
disappointed in
respect,
that.
though, you could tell, you know?
yeah, I mean, he needed a little bit more development. You needed a little bit more closure with Pinkman.
Right, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
He
You're
didn't
absolutely
die.
right. No, he didn't die.
No, he
With a
didn't.
name
Walt
like
saved him.
Pinkman, he should have been dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I'm glad that he survived, but at the same time, they definitely leave you to think for yourself on that. Like, they definitely, like, in my imagination, Pinkman is off somewhere with really fucked up. Like, he
Yeah,
found out
man.
everything
No,
that Walter
just-
did to,
Yeah, just carefully your language there, man. We're on comicmovie.com.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
But yeah, I think that he definitely. I think he's definitely in a hole somewhere, back on the drugs. Like, I don't think he can handle mentally everything that basically just happened to him.
It's
Finding
not
out that
like
Walter
it's not
did
like he
whatever.
doesn't. It's not like he doesn't have
He's
outlets.
been a mess the last 2 seasons. You know, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like Pinkman doesn't have outlets and options. Look, first, I mean, Brock probably got taken by social services, right?
There's a dude named Brock.
No, the kid that
his name is
Pinkman loved.
Brock.
Is his last name Samson?
I don't know.
Samson.
Brock
I love
Samson.
that show.
No. So Brock probably got taken by social services, but Jesse's going to look for him. But he's also got his parents. He's got
Uncle
his
Jesse?
He's got a support structure that he can fall back on. You know.
Yup.
I'm not 100% sure about that with his parents, because he didn't leave it off, really well with his parents. They kind of ignore him, and we're like, listen, your little brother is all that we really care about. So I'm not sure that the parents are really
they're
too
still
much.
parents. I mean, if they weren't real parents, and then they would have told the authorities about the meth lab in the basement that they found. Instead, all they did was just kick him out, like good parents should.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, there was one
I don't
thing
know.
that wasn't tied
That's
up.
the feeling that I got from it, but
I remember. There was one thing that was not tied up. Where is the money?
Oh well, no, they made that very clear that he doesn't care anymore because he.
Yeah, they made it clear he doesn't care, but still, where is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's probably somewhere in that facility.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the facilities. That's a topic for another day.
See,
Well, thank you for calling. I think we're gonna move on to something else.
Yeah,
Before
and,
Dave has a conniption fit.
have an A1 day.
Yeah, you too.
And
for calling in.
keep listening. We're gonna do the movie quote at 8:30, so maybe you could
try
call back in and win a T-shirt if you can guess
Jedi
it.
Knight Academy.
Yeah,
Facebook
T-shirt.
page.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because we all need T-shirts.
Bye.
Yeah, everybody- T-shirts.
Especially-
Thanks for
Bye.
calling. Thanks for listening.
All right, guys.
All right,
So-
great. So
We got that out of our system.
Breaking
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
is now over, and
Breaking Bad is over.
who knows? Maybe
Buy it on
we'll talk
Dave,
about
Dave is hating it more and more and more.
Buy it on
As the seconds go
DVD.
Buy it on DVD when it comes out. Well, there's already seasons out, right? So we can watch
Yeah,
it
yeah.
if we really.
No,
by. If you have Netflix, they're pretty
Yeah.
much.
Oh, Netflix is on there?
Majority of
Yeah.
them are there. Yes.
I was told that already. Yeah.
So has any
Alrighty then.
Stinkfish? You said that you said you missed the trailer for Godzilla?
I missed it today, and I'm really pissed.
I did too, but I heard that there's a trailer out for Godzilla, and
Because the studio got to it. The studio got to it. I don't know how they do this. Well, I mean, some of the big sites like comicbookmovie.com, obviously, you go there and you look first, but I couldn't find it anywhere else after that. Usually, when something gets taken down, I could find it somewhere else.
right.
Right.
I couldn't find
Somewhere
it anywhere
pirated,
else.
right?
Yeah.
So if anybody has seen this footage, please call us.
Yeah, let us know what it's about. Well, I mean, obviously it's about Godzilla, but
Yeah, and just tell
how
us
cool
you know,
it was or not.
What the graphics were like, anything. You know, the picture I saw of like the footage itself, it was like a still frame. It was just like a fogged picture.
Oh yeah, but that's from 2 years ago. That's from the Comic-Con.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
From San Diego, right?
Yeah, that was from a teaser trailer at Comic-Con. I think either about a year or 2 years ago.
It's like an old prototype that probably isn't even accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody,
Godzilla 2000.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
That's horrible.
Somebody took a picture of their
But
iguana.
has anybody seen the new clip of Thor Thor and Loki? Like they got him locked up. It's a movie clip, just came out and whatever.
Yeah. With
he's locked up, and basically Thor's just like talking to him through like a glass window.
Yeah.
And it has like all these like golden rods through it and stuff
because
like that.
the brother plays an integral part in the next movie.
Right.
Yeah.
As them instead of being the agitator like he was in the first movie.
Contributor.
Right. He's gonna basically team up with his brother.
Yeah.
Because of the
interesting.
Yeah.
Did you catch who the foe is?
They're the Dark Elves, man.
The Dark Elves. Okay.
The Dark Elves is what I don't know. They have an actual name. I can't remember what it is right now, but I think it's the Dark Elves, basically.
And the main villain is Evil Frodo, right?
Yeah, he's like an evil Frodo type character. He's a little bit taller though. Actually, he's more the guy with the arrows.
Is a sidekick.
Oh, wait, what's his name?
Fendel. No, that's from Skyrim.
The blonde hair dude. What the heck is his name?
Legolas.
Legolas?
Orlando
Bloom. Legolas.
Yeah, Legolas.
Legolas.
Okay.
He's actually going to be in the next movie.
Yeah,
Lord of the
which
Rings,
I
from
don't
what
know,
understand.
man.
I've seen the trailer for it.
Is he?
I'm kind of unhappy.
Yeah, he's going to be in it.
Do you want to talk about how unhappy I am about that?
Did you
How about
like
you
the
talk
Hobbits?
about unhappy?
I love The Hobbit's probably,
Yeah.
and Lord of the Rings, the whole thing's probably one of my favorite book series ever. Like, I've read it and reread it and bought them and rebought them and
But
cooler copies.
Something's troubling you from the.
I just don't think that the first movie was good, but it was what it was. It was long, it was boring because it was a lot of them getting to know each other, which the first part of the book is pretty boring, but the book is so much more detailed. And that's what the one thing that I think, Peter Jackson did a really good job in the first three movies with, but for some reason he's not doing the same thing with The Hobbit.
Which is strange because
Which is very strange.
you're stretching one book across. Is it
Three
two
movies.
or three?
It's going to be 3 movies.
Is it definitely 3? Because
I
I
don't know.
keep
I'm
hearing
hearing
2,
two. I'm
but I
guessing
keep
also
hearing 3.
Smog, and then there's another one.
Well, Smog should be the end of the book.
Yeah, but
That's my point, though.
thought
Okay,
I read
and if they're
something
going to
that was
add,
gonna be
if they're going to then take and add into that, then they're going to be taking small excerpts from stuff that Tolkien didn't even write
Nope.
about the background of these certain characters.
It probably won't be as
the elves
good.
weren't even in it, right?
Yeah.
No,
In the book, I mean.
right? No. The
So-
only person the book starts off with
It
you
would make sense to
It starts off with-
throw
with,
Legolas into the mix.
with what the heck's his name again?
Gandalf?
There and back again. Well, yeah, you start off with Gandalf and then the guy, not Frodo's uncle. What's Bilbo Baggins?
Bilbo, yeah.
I mean, that's the first 3 chapters in that book. I think are them and him and all of that stuff. He gets kind of roped into this, and then people just start showing up to his house. Kind of like the movie was somewhat. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know that you could take that book and make 3 movies out of it, or even make 2 movies out of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Without
definitely
without
made 2.
Isn't that
yeah.
book itself smaller than any of the Lord of the Rings books?
Individually,
By
yes.
themselves? Yeah, see, that's what I
Yes.
mean. To stretch that across, so many hours of movie footage.
Yeah, okay, guys, you get offered $40 million and tell me what you'll do with the story.
Oh, of
Hey,
course.
I'm not saying.
yeah,
I mean, hey, $40 million is $40 million.
I'll make a trilogy out of it. That'd
Yeah,
be
I
fine.
mean,
For what it is, it's good, but it's not as good as
But see,
Lord of
this
the
is
Rings,
where a
in my
lot
opinion.
of, like I said, I'm real anal sometimes about the things that I watch that I know are books, and for some reason, to me, even though I love the movies and I go to movies, I pay for movies, I buy movies, I'm still going to do that. I'm going to buy the books, which are 95% of the time better.
It's because
all
you're
the way
always going
around.
to picture that in your mind a certain way that isn't going to be incorporated into the movie.
Sure, sure, yeah, no, I can
You're
see
always going
that.
to see
but
things a certain way.
I
Dave's
don't know.
subliminal messages: learn to read,
reading is fundamental.
Leave movies alone. Try to read a book.
and then that star goes across the screen. The more you know. Have you guys seen the preview for Machete Kills?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big name people in that movie. I just saw it again, I guess, an extended version. And Mel Gibson is in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Is that her like movie debut?
I guess. That's what like.
Except for that YouTube yoga thing where she's like, right? Whatever that was stupid.
It was her naked
Scared
in the woods.
Jesus out of me.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
It was meant to.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
Jessica Alba's in the movie.
Yeah,
Is she?
I love
that
her.
would just make sense though, because she's in Sin City and that kind of thing. So you can cast her again.
Well, she's Fantastic Four. She's an Invisible Woman.
True.
Yes,
But and then there was who's the other guy? Darn, what's his name? Oh yeah, winning. Charlie Sheen.
Oh, Charlie Sheen, yeah. Well, the first Machete, there was a lot of cameos in it as well. Well, not cameo. I mean, they're big name characters.
Yeah,
Or big name actors playing.
Wait, now who's directing this? Is this Robert Rodriguez or Quentin Tarantino?
Yes.
It's
There's a
Rodriguez.
third one coming out.
Yeah,
too.
I can't watch these movies. They're just like too over the top and ridiculous for me.
Well, but that's what they're
the whole
supposed
point,
to be.
though,
They're supposed to be a throwback to the Grindhouse.
Yeah,
flicks.
he's still on the whole Grindhouse thing. You know.
And I love that genre.
me
Like
too,
I
me
have,
too.
always have. Like it's, and I don't know necessarily that they consider the movie that I'm gonna say a Grindhouse flick, but to me it is. The original Death Race 2000. Not these crappy ones that just were made. The three with Jason Statham flipping cars, doing kick flips with his car, and grinding on the hood of another car as he shoots the dude in the face between the eyes. Not that. David Carradine. I think it might have been Sylvester Stallone's first flick, if I'm not mistaken. And there was another famous actress in that movie, and it was a 70s flick. Yeah. Cars killing, I mean, it was a race. It was like, not like this other movie, but that to me is like classic Grindhouse flick. Like, it doesn't get better than that.
Speaking of flicks, we got the movie quote. It's about 8:30. Oh, it's 8:30 already.
Yeah.
So let's
get that one.
Okay.
Jump on. In October, it's going to be horror
flicks.
Everything is horror and Halloween based this month. All right, you guys.
So if you know the answer
Call
to
it.
this, call us in 201-580-3712.
Are you guys ready?
Ready to go.
Ready when you are.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Hey, that hurt.
I know. Wait,
Do it
play
again. Do it
play
again.
Do it again. Everybody
Do it
wants it
again.
again?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Dude, I have no idea.
I think I know this.
I may know too.
All right, instant message me if you guys know it, but everybody else who knows it, you can call in at 201-580-3712 and win a T-shirt provided by Jedi Knight Academy.
Yeah, that's
Yo, I think we're all right now. We're all bugging out over here, right?
because it sounds so
It sounds so familiar, and we're all writing different movies, by the way. So we
that
all
could
think
be
it's
it,
something
too.
else. That's what I was thinking, actually.
So yeah, if you know the answer, please give us a call in so you could win this T-shirt for
Yes.
Jedi Knight Academy Facebook page, which is now up to like 50
Gazillion, no.
55 million. Wait, I'll check right now.
He's like 50.
High up there,
he's like
man.
a 55 or something. In the
55,
He's getting
870.
up
yeah,
there.
mid 50s.
It's all because of our show.
No,
100%. Like,
nah. I think it's because of his content a lot. We have something to do with
Lots
it, but
of
I
funny
think
stuff on
No,
there.
His-
I believe it's
the
all
content is-
because of this show.
Toombs, that's why we love you.
Okay, it looks like the girl's calling back in. Let's see.
Again?
Oh,
All right, well, let's
give it a go.
All right, you're on KMTD Giveaway. Yeah, okay, what?
Is it either Leprechaun or Gingerbread Man?
Yeah, you got them both wrong. Thank you for calling. Try again.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
You get nothing.
Nothing.
You get nothing.
And this is what we say to her.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
That's a little harsh.
I know it is.
Anyway.
Well, Stinkfist is harsh.
Yeah, he is. That's why he stinks fist.
And the funny thing is one of her answers was what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
As one of
Leprechaun was a
more-
good guess.
Dude, that
That
is
was
correct.
a good guess.
And by
one
the
of
way, you
mine.
can't give multiple answers.
This is true. This is true, and I agree with that. But
But both of them were incorrect.
both of them were incorrect. But one of the two of them, I was thinking of myself. I was like, that may be it too.
So I messaged you. Was it right?
Let me see what you messaged me. Hold on.
Oh, thanks for looking.
Was it what I wrote?
No.
I think you said the gate. No, that's not right either.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't that, Mike.
Yeah.
I told you. I watched the movie like 5 million times.
That's a good flick, though, too.
I'm gonna play.
I love that
I'm gonna
movie.
play it one more time because this should be pretty easy to any horror fan, really. All right. One more time. Here we go.
Let's go one more time, and then we'll move
See
on.
what goes on here.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Ah, okay. We got another caller. Hold on. Let's see.
All right, let's take it.
All right. What's your answer?
Evil Dead or The Exorcist?
Okay. Can you be
Either or, you can't say both,
yeah?
but-
First of all, can you be a little bit more specific? You got to narrow it down to one.
Evil Dead.
Can you
The
be
original.
more? Can you be more specific?
There was a bunch of those.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them.
You got to be more specific here, sir.
Evil Dead, the first one Sam Raimi made. Not Evil Dead 2.
Not correct.
No. Evil Dead, the first one was the only one that was serious.
Yeah, that was
that
like,
way.
That
they wouldn't
was
have that in
scary.
there.
That movie
Yeah.
was scary. I remember being.
Not correct, but thank you for your call, and you're welcome to try again.
Hey, Stinkfist, is it what I sent you?
Hold on. Let me see what you sent me here. Hold on. No, it's not correct either.
All right. So, all right. Well,
So now I
nobody
know
got
what
it
it
right.
is. Yeah, now I know what it is.
So nobody got it right, and we'll wait for the next caller to come in. 201-580.
And now it should be pretty easy for any caller.
Yeah. Now I know
Now
exactly.
it should
what
be.
is.
Okay. And no, you know what? The girl's trying to call back. We can't let her do this.
No. Sorry.
I'm sorry, miss. You can't. I gotta hang up on you.
I can't.
He's executive overrule. Hey, so I know that we're talking about geeky stuff, but
is that what we do on this show?
That's what I'm saying. I know we talk about geeky stuff, right? But
you want to get serious?
Real quick, the government shut down. Why are they still taking taxes out of our checks?
That's what I was saying. If the government
How does
shut
that
down,
work?
why are they taking taxes?
Where's this money going?
You got
Wait,
jacked for
wait
like
a minute, wait a
$2,000
minute.
Last check, didn't you?
It's not good.
Wrong
This is
show.
The
Anyway,
government shut down, so we're going to take more money.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
there's nobody there to take it, though. They're shut down.
The
What
IRS
are they
is
talking
closed.
about?
That's crazy, man.
That's nuts. Anyway, it's a brain teaser.
All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to ask Fusco about that.
Yeah, Fusco. Ask
that's the
Fusco
topic
about
for
that.
Outback Radio. But was it the same caller?
It is.
Stop calling.
Yeah,
caller,
stop
please.
calling, miss.
Call next week.
Well, listen to us next week.
But listen
and
to us next
often.
week. You might
Yes.
have a chance to win a T-shirt.
Yes.
So
Because Mike is sporting one right now, and it is quite beautiful.
we're all sporting one, actually.
Well, I have one next to me here. You know,
Yeah.
I finally got mine, but thank you, Danny, for that.
Yeah,
No doubt.
we're digging the shirts.
I mean, but it's great. You can see Mike's nipples straight through the
Straight
fabric.
through. My nipples look like milk duds.
Wackadoo. Anyway,
Great
so
movie.
Great movie, yes.
Yes.
I almost just gave it away again. I was gonna
So you
say
were gonna
something.
give the movie away.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we up to now?
Walking Dead returns October 13th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Speaking of zombies, there's in Asbury Park, New Jersey, tomorrow.
right, tomorrow.
There's a dead walk
A dead
on
walk.
Asbury Park Boardwalk.
Zombie walk. bro.
Zombie walk, yeah.
I was gonna go,
Dead
but
zombie.
my sister said she'd prep me with the makeup and everything, but I just don't feel like sitting there for 3 hours getting stuff glued to my face.
Yeah, well, the Guinness Book of
So-
World Records is going to be there, and they're going to be trying to get into the book.
They're trying to get 30,000
Is that what it is?
registered zombies.
Yeah,
Yes.
at one time.
And then we'll get
in
into the book.
one gathering.
Yes. Last year was 15,000.
Really?
So,
Was that
yeah.
many people there last year, huh?
Yeah, that many zombies. Yep.
And
Watch
if you
out.
missed last, I think it was last month they came out, but Walking Dead Risk came out, and Monopoly also Walking Dead came out.
Yeah. That's
Those are
cool.
pretty cool.
I just started
I
playing
like
Risk
Risk a lot,
again. I just started playing Risk
Yeah.
again.
I want my Walking
me and a
Dead
couple.
lunchbox.
Me and a couple of my buddies
Sure it's
got a
out
Risk
there
game
somewhere.
going on.
I know
right
it
now.
is. It is
The big metal ones too.
Well, find
With
me
the
one.
thermos. They don't make them with thermos anymore.
Hey, remember those things, man?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
hard to look around. Like big plastic. You know.
Do you
Dating
realize
ourselves.
like how much them things are worth right now?
Thermostats?
Thermostats. Yeah, them too.
I mean, one of my walls is
thermoses,
probably
like
50 bucks at Home
just
Depot.
just lunchbox, just lunchboxes. You know, in general, like
Yeah.
that's crazy collectible.
The old
man.
vintage ones.
Yeah, vintage ones, man.
Especially like Star Wars.
Well, anything
you know.
even. Like I was watching something the other day. I have a show I love to watch. It's
Puppies?
American.
I love that shit.
That's a good show. But no, American Pickers it's called. And these guys basically
it's a good
go
one.
around people's barns and so on and so
Yep.
forth. And this dude had like Planet of the Apes lunchbox. He had a Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, it was
The
funny.
general
About,
was on the cover, right?
well, that was the whole scene, like the General Lee jump in and with all of them in the thing, and on the thermos was Daisy Duke.
All right, guys. I think we got another caller for the movie quote. You ready?
All right, sounds good. What do we got here?
No repeats.
No, this guy's a repeat. He's the one guy I invited to call back in.
And you do that then. You go.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the radio show.
Is it the Army of Darkness?
No, you're wrong.
Good guess, though.
That's what I guessed.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't Google it, but thank you.
Well,
keep trying.
Looks like we can't take any more callers after that Google thing.
Well, yeah, I guess you could, but I mean, I don't know.
You just gave everybody the idea to Google, sir.
What's the matter with
Stinks
you?
this. How could you?
How dare you?
I thought this one would be really easy. I really did.
You know?
Hey, man.
no, wait.
Everything in life can't be easy.
That's why it's a game.
Everything in life can't be easy, ladies and gentlemen.
No, sir.
Dave knows that all too well.
Yes. And I don't have kids, but I don't think kids should be allowed to
But
just
also
get
your lack of
trophies.
confidence disturbs me.
Whatever. Confident.
All right, so guys, what are we doing now here?
I don't know. What do you want to do? You want? The Carrie reboot.
Carrie? Well, no, yeah, we haven't seen it yet. No, I thought Dave, you were going to talk about some comics.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Really? Will you?
So,
yeah.
Anytime you're ready.
Yeah, sure.
What is a comic book?
What's
sir?
that?
It's a piece of papers that are all stapled together in the
How
center.
many pages usually?
They range.
Colorful?
They range from
Lots of colors?
Sometimes.
Markers? Pens?
Sometimes it's black
I
and
love
white.
colors.
But no, first and foremost, I'm gonna just geek out real quick about
here it comes.
about Josh.
Hold on, here it comes.
About Josh Wheaton, who, in my opinion, he's
strong, handsome.
Could be, but no, he's done a lot of really good stuff, and I'm a big fan of his. And most of the stuff he does, I continuously watch. Like anytime Buffy comes on, I'm watching Buffy.
I'm a
like
Buffy
for as
fan.
long as it's on.
I'm an Angel fan.
Even Angel.
I like Angel.
I mean, he delved into the sci-fi real quick with Firefly, and then
Firefly was great, actually. Yes.
and then it got canceled.
It was
and he made the
short-lived,
movie.
right?
And
Yeah,
do you
very.
believe the
and
following
people had an
Firefly
uprising.
has right now?
Sure, that's
crazy.
why Serenity got made.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the fan base that he has, Serenity would have never seen the light of day, which was basically the wrap up of the show Firefly. On top of that, he also is a great writer. He's done an amazing run of the Astonishing X-Men. It's probably, in my opinion, the pivotal run of that book. He's also, he wrote. I don't know if he wrote it. He part wrote or directed the first Avengers. He also had the show Dollhouse with Eliza Dushku that was on Fox for a while. I liked that show. Obviously, not a lot of other people did.
Every time that name is said, I cringe a little bit.
Eliza Dushku? She's very cute.
Gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, I hear you.
That word, douche-coo.
Douche-coo.
I don't know. It just reminds me of something like a cross between a mushroom and a tampon.
What's the guys? What
sounds like a lady problem?
What's the first? What's the first movie you remember her in?
Oh, I do. I know this. This Boy's Life.
No.
With Robert De Niro.
True Lies.
True Lies.
How old was she in that?
14.
Eliza Dushku?
Yeah, she was 14. She was Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter in that movie.
She was younger in This Boy's Life.
Wow, that's right. She was the daughter in the jet and everything.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
I think This Boy's Life was before that.
Don't let go.
You might be right. I might be
True
wrong.
Lies with I was thinking of True Romance, and I'm trying to comb through my brain. I'm like, what?
What's the chick's name again? I can't remember.
Eliza Dushku.
No, the other one. The one that was in True Lies with her.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Seagal.
James Seagal. No, but I don't know. My opinion, Josh Whedon's just somebody that, if you're not a fan of, you should
be a
fan of. You should really look at his work and just watch it, man. It's riveting.
Riveting.
A lot of his stuff is riveting to me.
Dave's man crush has been
Does he have
revealed.
firm cheeks?
Yes.
Firm.
Firm but plump.
Anyway, sir.
And October is a lot of cool things are going on in comics in October. Obviously, you're gonna have the New York Comic Con. It's gonna be in the Javits Center. I want to say next Thursday to next Sunday.
Yep.
Tickets are sold out.
Yeah. I saw that there was $30 for Thursday tickets.
Thursday stinks.
Yeah, well,
who wants to go on a Thursday?
Bad, you're going to get $30 tickets for Thursday.
At least everybody's fresh and clean.
That's like when they're setting up and stuff, right?
Yeah, so half the things aren't even there.
Yeah, you're right.
Very little. There's very little panel.
Friday and Saturday.
No, I would say Well, see, me and you have a variance of opinion about this. I like Saturday, Sunday. I like Saturday to go for event, like go for panels, look around, collect a lot of swag, the free swag you get all over the joint. Sunday for me is straight bin diving. Like I'm looking for comics. It's the last day. These vendors trying to move product, make money, so they're going to wheel and deal. So you can pick up a lot of good stuff from the very small amount of comics that you can buy.
For a toy guy, you have to go in the beginning.
If you're a toy guy, you want to be there for you want to be there every day.
Yeah,
because every day a new exclusive comes out.
What if you're a video game guy?
They do a lot of demos and stuff for video games at the con.
They had a bunch of things.
They had a bunch of stuff. But last year they did. Was that Marvel game that was coming out?
Marvel's Capcom 3.
Marvel's Capcom 3, but even before there was like an iPad game or something that was out or whatever, a multiplayer. Remember with the like super deformed versions of the characters or whatever for kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, there's for kids and stuff. But there's there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out. I know Marvel's is wrapping up the Infinity, which is basically reintroducing Thanos into the universe, making him a relative character again.
Which I may actually look into, man.
Yeah,
I haven't read a comic in probably about 10 years, but
then you do.
That may make me
if you're gonna read first and foremost, don't even pick up Infinity then. If you're gonna pick up anything and haven't read in that long, knowing you and the people that you like, pick up the new version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Read that.
Alrighty then.
And then move along.
And that ended, by the way. So it's only there's only I think 26 issues in that whole entire book. Like it went 1 to 26 and it was done because then they rebooted it.
Now it's in trade paperback now?
Yeah, you can probably get it in trade paperback, Barnes & Noble or something like that. If you can't find it at Barnes & Noble, you go to your local comic shop.
I like it to be in one nice little tight package.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really a comic book collector, so I'd rather just read the story in one shot.
Sure, and believe it or not, a lot of guys that are in my age range at this point are frustrated with the comic book industry because of the fact, like I was talking about last week and the week prior to that, about the crossovers and everything being all these big mega stories, all these books being tied in together. It's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah,
talking about
it definitely is, man.
On an average, $4 a comic book, right? And if it's an oversized book, you're paying $7.
Then
between $6 and $7, right? To do that 4 times a month, because they don't, everything doesn't come out all in one time. There's 4 Wednesdays that comics come out on Wednesday, so each book is slotted for a certain week in the month. So every month you got to go to the comic store 4 times if you're trying to keep up with all of these mega stories.
Well, one thing I learned as a kid, the comic book stores, they don't actually have the best of security. So
yeah.
We don't promote that kind of thing on the show.
Yeah, you can make your collection pretty quick if you're.
These statements have not been approved by the FDA.
But
learn from our mistakes.
A lot of guys I know now, though, older guys that have collected for a long time, they've actually stopped going into the comic shops and buying the weekly issues and stuff. They just kind of wait because also
it's going to come out on.
It's going to come out the way everything comes out when we were kids growing up. I don't know about you guys, but I remember when a movie was in the movie theater, right? I went and see, let's say, Batman, right? The first Batman, Michael Keaton, Batman.
I remember being in the theater, and everybody just screaming.
Anyway, seen that movie and had to wait like 4 years or something retarded for it to come out on VHS.
Did it take that long?
It used to take a long time.
Yeah, it didn't take.
No, it took about a year.
Maybe not 4 years, but it's a lot longer than it is
I think
now.
we were just younger in time when.
Yeah, no, it's
he's getting old and he can't.
Let me explain to you why time seemed to be so much. When you're 5 years old, the only point of reference you have is 5 years worth of time.
I wasn't 5 when Batman came out. Bro.
Okay, no, you're not following my logic here. When you're 5 years old, the only time that you have the reference is 5 years worth of time, and that seems like a long time to you. Now, when you're 30 years when you're 30 years old, you have 30 years worth of time to reference. So 1 year doesn't seem that long to you anymore, where it did as when you were 5.
So you're telling me that the time frame hasn't changed?
It has changed, but not nearly as much as you think it has.
Okay. It seems to me that maybe, like you said, it's interpretation, realistically, right? In my opinion, things came out was a lot longer. Now it's like a movie comes out,
and then it's out on DVD
a couple
like
months
a couple
later, it's out on DVD, it's out on Blu-ray. You can download it. You know what I mean?
You know why I feel that way? It's because everything does come out like as soon as it's released on bootleg. So you've seen it before it actually comes out on DVD.
Oh, you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's a good point too.
So it feels like everything's out right away.
Yeah.
That's where your problem is. That's where your problem lies.
And think about how much of it you get to see on the internet also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't have internet back in the day.
That's Mike's point. That's exactly what Mike's saying.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Just kind of go with the times.
You told me you were really digging Agents of Smash, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a cartoon-a-thon like a couple days ago. My DVR was getting full because of Premiere Television. You know, I've been rocking like a 98 every day, so I gotta do something. So at this point, I was like, I better start watching all of these cartoons I got. So I was watching the new Avengers cartoon, Avengers Assemble,
yeah,
and then an Agents of Smash, and I like the Avengers Assemble cartoon.
That's really good.
I kind of don't like it though. At the same time. The problem for me is that the one that they had on right before they did this Avengers Assemble was a better cartoon in my opinion. Earth's
storylines and stuff. Yeah.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or something like that. Storylines and all of that stuff. I think they should have just kept that going, as opposed to stopping it and then rebooting it with a whole new show.
A lot of people are saying that.
Right? I mean, that's just my opinion. But then the Agents of Smash show, I like the fact that they're making the Hulk, the version of the Hulk in the comic books today. Because the Hulk isn't like, you say the Hulk to somebody and they're thinking automatically, you won't like me when I'm angry. Like, you know.
Or hungry.
When he gets mad, I turn green. Like, that's not how he is anymore. Like, there is no more Bruce Banner.
Yeah, he's just the Hulk.
He's the Hulk all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
But he's as smart as Bruce Banner is. So he's not like all testosterone and like barbarian type destroying stuff.
He's not on like beast level where he's like so sir.
Yeah, no, he's not all like
he's not all civilized.
Yeah, he's not mad dorky and stuff. He still has that like
anger to him.
That anger thing going on in the background.
Right.
But the cool thing that I thought was they took in major comic books now, which I know that you know about, Mike, because I've told you about it. You wouldn't, because like you just referenced that you haven't read comics in about 10 years.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. There's more than one Hulks now. Like,
well, I knew that.
Right, but I mean, when you read,
they come in all colors.
They do, literally.
Really? Yeah, I thought
there's a red one.
He was joking, and that's serious now. Like, yeah,
well, I knew about the red and gray, but now there's a blue one too.
There's a blue one, and that's
sad.
He's not really a Hulk. He's a Hulk type.
Was it Cry?
In the cartoon, they make him a Hulk.
But you know who he is in the cartoon too? You know his voice is?
Dang,
Seth Green.
Yes, Seth Green. Yeah.
Is he wet? Why is he blue?
Why is he wet? Why is he blue? He says. A-bomb. I don't know why they made him blue. He's blue.
Something blew up
in the comic books. He looks more like an armadillo, though.
Oh, really?
Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other colors do they have? Yellow?
There's a
yellow one?
Well, there's really just red Hulk.
Sunshine Rainbow?
No.
The Rainbow Hulk.
Real skinny. And
rescuing lesbians everywhere.
Dressed perfectly. Anyway, but no, so they have all these, like the cast of characters that is in the show are all versions of Hulks. You have the Scar guy, which is Hulk's son from Planet Hulk when they kicked him off in the comics, but they never get into that in the show yet, right?
They don't really divulge into the
right. And then they got the Red Hulk, which
but in
is
the show he's a spy.
He's a spy, right?
Yeah, in the show.
He's like a turncoat
for the leader,
right? Now the blue guy, A-bomb, is the whiny sidekick of the Hulk from maybe stuff that you would have read when you were younger. Rick Jones. The dude in the movie that he throws out of the way of getting.
Okay.
Yeah, that dude. Well, he becomes like his best buddy,
And the whole show
follows
takes
around like a lost puppy. But this is how he is in the comic book. And
The
this is how
whole
he's
show
been.
takes place from like
that's really cool how they do that too.
like a camera's perspective.
Like this dude's
somebody
doing
recording
like
it
a
the whole time.
webcast.
So
He's
That's
doing
the
like a
cool part.
webcast, and that's how the show is like portrayed, like it's a webcast. So they're talking into the camera. They have like that MTV version of the thing where they're like have their like privacy moment.
Right.
He's a jerk, you know. Like,
I hear you.
yeah. It's a cool show.
I need to catch up on more of these cartoons.
The characters, though, what I think are the villains so far are really what really make me love the show because it's not you can't throw Doctor Doom or Hydra or something like that at a team of 5 Hulks.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
They're gonna get smashed.
They're gonna get smashed. Hence the name of the show. So what they threw at them though is they took all these cosmic characters. Annihilus was in the first couple of episodes.
I'm a fan of Annihilus.
Right?
Definitely.
And the Negative Zone, second episode, Blastar, one of Annihilus's lieutenants.
The leader.
The leader, obviously, who was always a thorn.
There was that Iron Man episode. Did you see that one?
Yeah, the Iron Man episode was cool. The
Hulkbusters
Hulkbusters. The last episode that I started watching was The Collector. One of my favorite
I
type
saw that one too.
cosmic characters, you know what I mean? Like, super cool. I ended up falling out watching that, and I don't know how it ended, but I will. But I love them shows, and you know, if you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, you should check it out. Disney XD.
Don't know when.
I'm not sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's Saturdays around 10:30.
Saturdays. That's when all those cartoons.
Then
are.
they have
those are the new Saturday morning cartoons on cable.
Yeah.
Hey, Toombs, tell us about Valve's, the new system coming out.
It's a steam box machine, actually.
What is that? It blows steam?
Basically, actually, I have a good wealth of information on that. It'll work just like a standard toaster. Wheat, white, rye, and even multigrain.
Wow.
It's all compatible. No, I'm kidding. No, from what I'm hearing,
technology for you.
it's actually fully upgradable like a PC. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Unlike your Xbox One and your PS4, this thing is going to have an extremely long life because you're going to be able to swap out parts, you know.
Oh, wow.
It's
You're
basically
upgraded.
PC meets console. You know what I mean? But Valve's designing it. It's going to run in anywhere between $600 and $900. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but
Where does Valve come from?
Valve is the maker of like Half-Life, the Half-Life games. Also,
okay.
what are those zombie games called? Last
Man Standing?
No, there's 2 zombie games. It's just basically free
Left
for
4
all.
Dead?
Left 4 Dead, yes.
Left 4
1 and
Dead,
2. But they've been around for a long time, and I guess they've
They've thrown their hat into the ring.
exactly,
basically.
man, exactly. So
That would
this
be interesting.
it'll be out 2014. We're looking. I think they're probably going to start trickling in probably first quarter.
Do they have any developers signed on to them exclusively? Like, or what's the gameplay going to be like then?
I haven't heard much, about gaming, so far.
Okay.
Just on its specs. You know what I mean? It's going to use a NVIDIA Titan GPU, GTX 780, GTX 760, GTX 660. It's all depending on how much you want to spend. You know what I mean? The RAM's going to be 16 gigabytes, and the hard drive is going to be 1 terabyte. Which is basically more than anything that's
pretty
been out.
big.
It's humongous. That's my Hopper system.
I was just going to ask you that.
The Hopper.
I've never heard of that.
It's
before.
the Hopper.
I've never heard of that before. It's what is that?
A terabyte?
Yeah.
999 gigabytes.
I've never heard of a terabyte.
It's 900.
I've heard of a gigabyte. That's the GB, right?
Yeah,
Gigabytes.
yes.
Yeah, all right.
A terabyte is 999 gigabytes.
Yeah. What's the abbreviation for terabyte? So if Dave
TB.
TB, right?
Have you ever gotten a TB test? That's what they're looking for in your system, basically.
TB.
Okay.
Not VD.
Not VD.
So anyway, on to other news. 1 billion in 3 days. GTA 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it was like 800 million in the first day.
Didn't online come out?
Online is out. Yes, I haven't signed onto online yet, but I know it's probably had a handful of problems since it's come on. Yeah, from what I heard.
That always does.
Yeah.
They
but
always the first couple days, and then they tweak it.
Yeah.
And
They send out their patches, you know what I mean, their updates, and then everything's good.
Is it just a website you log into, or is it?
No,
No, it's part of the game.
they
You load
beam
up
it.
the game, and then you
they
pick
beam it.
Xbox.
Once,
You
it's
have
through
to
5 then.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I got you.
but you just go on through.
I thought they might have released it on for PC.
Its own
You know what I
platform?
mean?
No.
Its own thing.
No.
No, it's part of the game.
Part of the game.
You know, as long as you own the game, it's Grand Theft Auto Online. It's set in the same game world, everything
That
like
was
that.
me having a brain fart. No big deal.
Xbox One got the nickname X-Bone.
X-Bone.
Because look, if you take XB and then 1, X-Bone.
X-Bone.
So now, at first they're like, oh, that's kind of disrespectful, X-Bone, you know, X-rated boner or whatever.
So now they changed it?
They kind of like the word, you know, the phrase, so they may keep it. But they're predicting PS4 will probably outsell X-Bone 3-1.
I don't believe that.
I don't either. We'll see what happens when it comes out, but
I think the only way that mathematically that could happen is that if the people that are dedicated to the Xbox buy that and then buy a PlayStation.
Exactly. You got so many dedicated Xbox fans.
Yeah.
You know, they're not
I mean,
going
I
to lose
have
their...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to be a huge PlayStation guy, right? I had PlayStation 1. I had PlayStation 2. The only thing that I didn't get PlayStation 3 initially. It was
Why
too
did
much
you
money.
pick Xbox? Because there's too much money at the time.
It was too much money at the time. I couldn't afford it.
600 when it first came out? Something crazy
like
500?
that.
I don't know.
And then I picked up the Xbox and had the first Xbox. That thing worked like phenomenal. I had it for years and years and years. 360 came out. I said I wanted it for Christmas. I got it. That's how I got it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And ever since then, I mean, I've had my issues
Thanks,
with Xbox.
Mom.
Thanks, Mom. I've had my issues because I don't know how many Red Rings of Death I've had.
Yeah.
Probably 6.
Really?
Word.
That many?
I sent them back.
Well, you know how many times I played video games, Mike? I never had a problem with that Xbox that we got.
Beat the hell out of you.
Carried it from place to place to place to place. We had a
I
great
never had.
solid Xbox.
I had 6 Red Rings. I think.
That's crazy.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm.
He's exaggerating.
I may be exaggerating. I may have had 4. I've had 6. I've had to mail it to them 6
Well,
times.
didn't you have the same? Yeah, it was the same Xbox over and over again, right?
Yeah. Because you had to mail it to them.
You didn't actually go through different Xboxes. It was one Xbox that you kept sending back.
Yeah, but they would always send in the thing that this is a new rebuilt Xbox because
rebuilt, refurbished.
Yeah.
The problem with the Red Ring is the heat.
Yeah, they were overheating. Yeah.
Would just not work.
It would melt the board.
Yeah.
It would melt the motherboard.
Yeah, and
you
the
have
amount of time.
I actually had
a buddy of mine was able to fix them for me when I got it.
I remember that.
And it would last for so long until the problem happened again, and then.
You know, Mike, I eventually did lose our Xbox to Red Ring, but it lasted a very long time. What I did to keep it going was I'd open it up, and then I'd blow dry the circuits.
Oh yeah.
no,
and then they'd work for a couple weeks, and then you have to blow dry them again to get them all melted.
That's the whole
Okay,
point.
you know, the Red Ring of Death was linked to. Do you know the giant X's on the motherboard?
Yeah.
Okay. They were glued down to that motherboard with a special kind of glue that had connectivity, conductivity, right?
Right.
And over time, that glue would attract dust, and it would.
So it's like caulk then.
Right, and it would.
He loves the caulk.
And you would lose your conductivity, and so that's why you always had to take those X's off. You'd scrape the glue off, put new glue on, and put them back on.
Dude, I never did that. I would just blow dry it, man.
Okay, you know what that did?
Yeah, it would melt it down, and then
it would heat it up. It would move around the dust, and it would give you a limited amount of connectivity to it.
Right.
So a better fix was to take those X's off, scrape the glue off, and put new glue back on. And it had to be a special kind of glue. I remember buying it at a PC warehouse one time.
Well, you guys are a lot smarter than me because all I did was say, "Hey, Xbox, this stuff's broke," and I'm sending you. Mail me a box,
and that's the nice version.
Well, you know what, D?
Yeah. You mail me a box, and I'm gonna mail it back to you, and I better get a new system.
Who fixed your last Xbox?
You.
That was me, one and only. Did it stay okay?
It still works.
There
to
you
this
go,
day.
buddy. There you go.
But the reason why that happened is because they finally had enough of me and told me no. They were like, "Wait a minute,
So
you
you
have
a better job than them.
Yeah,
Oh,
see
yeah, no
that
doubt.
Xbox?
No doubt. Yeah.
I'm not an engineer.
And I think the reason why they did it is because I had the Elite. I don't know if that makes a difference. Because initially it had a better warranty. I know that.
Yeah, it did. It did make a difference. The Elite system. It was built better.
So I think we were going to talk about some next-gen games that we were anticipating coming out, right, guys?
Yeah.
Well, I got a couple.
Anticipating, but just I have a wish list. I know Toombs, you probably have a wish list as long as my arm.
Yeah, I
stuff that you
do. I
wanna
do.
see.
I want to stuff that we actually want to see go into development for the next gen.
no
Well,
doubt.
since they skipped it with current gen, I'd love to see Kane.
Oh
Legacy
yeah,
I'd love to
Kane.
see
Legacy
Kane.
Yeah, they
Kane.
did skip it.
I would say any
Because they're
version,
bastards, man. They're bastards.
any version of that game, whether it be Kane or be Razel from the Soul Reaver.
Either Soul Reaver or Blood Omen.
Blood Omen, yeah.
Blood Omen.
Either
right.
one. It was just such a great storyline, you know what I mean? So much meat to that story, you know. And they could have kept going and going and going, and I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it switched to a different medium, actually, because I know that I think.
Well, Eidos is no longer.
Yeah, but I think also that Dynamite, the comic book company.
Did Eidos make the last Tomb Raider?
Yeah, I think
or
so.
was it Crystal Dynamics?
I think it was Crystal Dynamics. Well, the new one I haven't played. The new one?
The new one.
I haven't played that one.
Well, they rebooted that, but that, you know, they still had Tomb Raiders coming out every 2 years. So why they fell off of Legacy Kane, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it was a great game. But I think it switched mediums too, though. Like I said, I think Dynamite, if I'm not mistaken, the comic book company Dynamite has Legacy of Kane series. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That could explain a lot, then.
Yeah.
I got to look into that. I mean, they did start to work on one game. I forget the name of it, but then they scrapped it.
Yeah.
You know, they started to develop it, and then I guess
I agree 100%. Legacy of Kane for you would be number one, probably pretty close to my number one as well.
What would you like to see?
Square Enix.
Square Enix. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Square Enix.
Enix.
And
that's who's doing Tomb Raider now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
for me,
there's a good chance they may have something to do with Kane then if it comes back. But
yeah. Well, for me, I think I would want to see Gunsmoke.
That's old school, man.
That's definitely old school, man.
Well, I mean,
I could see that coming out on Xbox Live Arcade or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And redoing it on that.
Well, no, why not be able to do it with
a full game?
Like a Kinect version, like...
It's full shooter?
Yeah, I mean,
man.
You could do that with no problems now.
Remember that feeling when you'd see the Wanted poster?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All right, I gotta take out Buffalo Bill. That was cool, man.
You know,
the music in it was awesome.
The other, another like, see, I think of like the super old school stuff that they never really did anything with that sort, like Commando.
Yeah.
How awesome was that?
No, they did. They did. No, you're wrong. They did do something. There is an Xbox 360 game for Bionic Commando.
Yeah, I told you that before. Yeah,
Bionic. What about Commando?
Yeah, Commando.
Regular Commando. You remember that, where you were just a dude running up the thing, and there was these dudes attacking you, and you had the swivel. You went left and right, man, and you just tap. That was it, man. And you had a good rhythm down and get like burst of 3 shots off and do like yeah, you know. That would be a cool game. Also, Legendary Wings was another great game I loved as a kid for I think it was Super NES.
I like them to bring back Mega Man. Really bring back Mega Man.
Well, they did do a couple Mega Man games.
Yeah, they make it 3D, and they had that one that was on PlayStation that was actually really good.
Didn't they do that for the PlayStation, the first PlayStation?
They did one 3D Mega Man game, and it was good.
But then they went back to 2D. Didn't they?
Yeah. Why? I don't
2D
know.
with the 3D background, though, right?
Yeah, kind of like Marvel.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did with Street Fighter and stuff.
I'd like to see them reboot Contra, too.
Contra, yeah.
They've done Contra on...
Not a long... Just like reincarnations, though.
But see, I think by reincarnating some of these things, they could also update them and give them better storylines.
Yeah,
so, like
it
would because I think some of these games when we were kids, they didn't have a storyline.
No, they didn't.
They were all about just
they'd have little cutscenes.
Okay,
things.
guys, does anybody else want to see Kid Icarus come back?
Kid Icarus,
It did come back. It came back a full 3D version on 3DS.
Ah,
it was actually good. I played the whole game. It was really good.
3DS.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo 3DS.
Wow,
it was
that's
fully
the handheld one, right?
Yeah, but it was fully 3D with 3D.
Okay, well then I got another one for you. Then I'm sorry, since you blew that one for me.
That's okay. That means you're not updated.
Yeah, how about Marble Madness? Do you remember that one?
Marble Madness. They've had games like it.
Yeah,
there's a really cool Marble.
I liked Marble Madness.
There's a really cool Marble game that's a pinball game, and it's in my opinion on par with Marble Madness. It was a download, actually. It's a Marble pinball game. It's just called Marble Pinball. But it's so freaking cool.
Cool. I mean, there's also one called Marble Meltdown, which plays like Marble Madness. Which is pretty
all right,
cool.
so they're all knockout. Okay, do you guys want to know what the quote was?
Dude, wait, can I take a guess now that I pretty much... I said from the get-go Army of Darkness, but now I'm thinking Evil Dead 2.
You are right, sir.
Yeah. From the get-go, right away, Brendan, I said Army of Darkness.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
And then,
that's Evil Dead 3.
Yep, pretty much, man. And Evil Dead 2 is my next guess after that.
I'm going to play it one more time for everybody and, wallow in your shame, all you callers.
Wah, wah.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
So wallow in a sea of sorrow, my friend. So swallow.
Not swallow. He said wallow.
Swallow regularly. With water.
All right, so guys, what are we doing here? We getting out of here? Or?
Yeah, we're out of
I
here.
think it's about that time.
Yeah.
I think
next Friday, 8 o'clock, be there.
same bad time.
Same bad channel.
All right, guys, mute your mics, and I'll get out. I'll play our intro out. All right, our outro.
Outro. Go.
We are out. Later, y'all.
Take care.